People are being conditioned to slow down, think about it, take your time, take a drug.
The only thing you're missing, the only thing you're missing is
money loves speed. It's easier to grow faster than to grow slower.
Rise and shine!
It's espresso time!
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I am not a morning person. I am not. But when you start your day with a powerful routine that inspires you, it will change your life. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and get ready for a shot of espresso from Grant Cardone.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
I had a guy the other day ask me for some advice. Okay, you know these people that ask for advice? I know you know them.
Yeah.
You give it to them and they don't do it.
Yeah.
He knew it was true. It hit him. He's like, I know that's right. And then he went and did something different. And this is a big mistake people make, man. The best things that have happened to me did not require any more thought. The best decisions I've made in my life were instant. So like my wife and I, like when I decide to buy something, I go buy it. I don't check with her because that adds thought. It adds time. And this is another bad piece of advice I was given. Like, take time. Think about it. Don't move too fast. Take baby steps. You don't know, nobody on this planet ever took baby steps. They went fast. And the faster you can go, you know, my plane is safest when it's up in the air. When it's landing, slowing down, it's in trouble. When it's taking off, it's at risk.
That's interesting. At flight at full speed, it's almost the safest.
Dude, that thing wants to fly, you know, and people are being conditioned to slow down, think about it, take your time, take a drug. I was put on lithium when I was 29 years old because the psychologist thought I needed to slow down. She was scared of speed. I wasn't.
And at that time, were you doing well financially?
Yeah, I was doing great, but everybody was saying, hey, you're doing too much of this and you're doing too much of that and you're going to burn and you're going to do this. And people were worried about me around me that were going slow. I was vibrating faster than they were. But a hummingbird vibrates. Bumblebees vibrate, right? They do things that are impossible. So you don't want to slow down and you want to move with speed and certainty. That means people need to know what they're doing. If I know what I'm doing, that's why confident people, Tiger won today. He's been fighting, man, been efforting. 10 years he hadn't had a win. He won today. That guy moves with speed and certainty. You know, winners move with speed and certainty because they practice, they train, they educate.
the biggest thing that holds people back is a lack of momentum. You're a genius. You've got great ideas. You know the thing that's in your heart, that's in your head, could be life-changing for you and the people around you, but you're stuck in having zero momentum. You just haven't started. You're still sitting there on the couch instead of getting up, stop researching, and actually start executing and start doing. When you get momentum, that's when everything starts to change. When you start moving with speed and certainty, that's when everything starts to change. Researching alone isn't enough. You have to do. So I recently started helping Zan the Man. If you don't know Zan, he's an amazing person in my community. He started hanging out on my live streams, and he started being a co-host with me on my live streams. He's part of Movement Makers. He's just an amazing, amazing, amazing human. He's also in love with my book, Built to Serve, which I love because I love the book too, and he loves coaching. And so after a couple months of getting to know each other, I suggested that he become the Built to Serve coach. That for anybody who wants to go deeper inside Built to Serve, you want to figure out your most important core values, you want to figure out your purpose, you want to figure out how to make money doing it. People ask for coaching all the time on it, but I don't want to be spending time doing coaching. He loves it. Great. Learn Built to Serve inside out, apply all of your amazing coaching techniques, and let's go build a coaching business together. So we've just recently started that. If you want to check it out and get your free one-on-one session with Zan to kick it off, go to zandeman.com. Little quick promo for Zan. Zan has wanted to be a coach for a long time. Zan has spent all the time researching and taking courses and classes and studying people's methodologies. So he had all of the book smarts and the frameworks, and he's got a framework for everything. He's got a laminated sheet for everything. He knows it all inside out. There wasn't enough doing and actually building the business. And so I applied pressure to say, okay, if we're doing this, look, let's start. So this past weekend, we built the website. Me, Drew Hitchcock, who's another amazing friend of ours, basically built the website over the weekend. And it's up. And you can go book your session with Zan. The momentum really matters, right? There was one thing that was missing, and we're doing a live stream yesterday, and we go live at 6 o'clock. We go live at 6 o'clock Eastern on my gaming channel. You guys ever want to join us? It's evancarmichael.live. Come and ask us questions or just celebrate Zane and Drew to say thank you. We love you. So we're going to go live at 6 o'clock. It was 5 o'clock. We had one more thing to do for the website. And we're on this little group chat, me, Zan, and Drew. And Drew said to Zan, yeah, we'll handle this after the live stream. Zan and I have a call set up to figure out that one little thing that we need to get done. I said, well, it's 5 o'clock. We still have an hour before the live stream. Why are we waiting until after the live stream? And now maybe there was a legit reason. Maybe Drew had to spend time with his wife. Maybe Zane had to spend time with his wife. Maybe they both had some important priorities that they had to take care of, and figuring this one thing out for the website could wait until 8 o'clock at night instead of doing it right now. And the answer that came back was that Zane had to eat lunch. Okay, great. Eat lunch with Drew and figure this thing out. And they did. And they got it done. And it didn't take too long, and they got it done before the live stream started at 6. And it's even in those micro moments that it really, really, really matters. That you've got this idea to be a coach, amazing, let's get started. When? Now. This weekend, let's make your website, let's put it up. Is it the perfect website? No. Is he missing things? For sure. Does he have to have testimonials on there? Yes. Does he have them ready? No. Great, we're launching, go. Because the biggest thing missing is just momentum. And then all the way down to the micro decisions, like default to thinking, how can this happen now? Are you even asking the question, how can this happen now? That instead of waiting till 8 o'clock tonight, can you get it done at 5 o'clock? Can you get it done right now? My default is always now, if possible. I remember I had this amazing young entrepreneur, Suki, on my Instagram Live, and she wanted to start a podcast. So her question was, I want to do a podcast. And I'm just trying to figure out how to get started and what the first steps are. And we spend so much time just thinking about the first steps instead of just doing them. And so I asked her, how long did you want to start this podcast? And it's been a while, and I forget how long she had been thinking about it. I said, okay, great. Do you want me as your first guest? Like, oh my God, I would love that. Okay, great. This is your podcast right now. This Instagram Live, this is your podcast. Right now? Yeah, right now. I'm not booking another time with you. Let's make this happen right now. Right now, immediately. You take over. You say, hey, this is Suki. Here's my podcast. Let's go. I've got Evan Carmichael on. Even though it was my IG Live that she was joining as a guest, we flipped it, and she made her first podcast that moment. And the default thinking then becomes, well, it's going to suck. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the perfect first step is. You're spending so much time thinking of what the perfect first step is that you're actually sacrificing the thing that matters most, which is taking a step. Dummies are winning off of your idea. Dummies are winning off of your idea. People with less heart, less passion, less of a desire to do good. They're winning off of the same idea that you have because they're just doing something. They're running around actually taking some kind of action, even though it's imperfect, instead of you who's sitting there thinking about it, planning about it, trying to have the perfect all figured out. It's great to have a big mission. It's great to want to make things better. It's great to have improvements and to dream about where you want to go. None of that happens until you start doing something. And I think for a lot of people, we get stuck in learning mode, researching mode, and we fool ourselves. You're fooling yourself if you think that that counts as action. Watching this video does not count as action. Reading Built to Serve does not count as action. Getting your free coaching session with Zan Demand does not count as action. It's a great step, but it's not action. There's a lot of people who are professional conference goers. They just go to every conference, soak up a bunch of knowledge, so much more knowledge than you had a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. But are you actually further ahead in life? No. Why? Because you're not doing enough on the things that you learned. It's why at the end of every video, I'm trying to force action, right? It's like, what do you want out of life? How has this video hopefully inspired you and been a catalyst for change? But the change doesn't happen by just watching a video. The change happens by you making some kind of change happen in your life. So every time you watch a video, every time you read a book, every time you do a mentoring session, a coaching session, what then changes in your life? The best thing you can do when you're reading a book and you learn something, like, oh, that's a cool idea. Stop reading the book right then and there, and then go take some kind of action on it. Send that email, film that video, record your podcast, even if it's imperfect. Like, start to teach yourself that imperfect action is the cure-all. Momentum is the cure-all. The only thing you're missing, the only thing you're missing is momentum. And this means so much to me because I meet so many entrepreneurs exactly like you, who have a mission, who want to do good, who have a purpose, who are so heart-centric and want to do so much good in the world. And I hear the plans that you have, and I'm amazed by it. You're geniuses. And what's actually happened? Like, oh, I'm still working on my plan. Oh, I'm still trying to figure out what my first step is. Oh, that's what we need to crush. That singular mindset, if you can crush it, if you can squash it, if you can push it to the side and teach yourself that instead, that your ideas are genius, that you are a genius, that you are amazing, and anything you come up with is amazing and is worth testing and is then going to be put into action, and create that first 2% to just make some momentum happen. And that you'll figure it out much better as you go than trying to have it all planned out perfectly from the start. If you can get into that mindset, your entire life changes. The momentum changes, the business changes, the impact changes, your money changes, everything changes. You're so close. You've learned so much. You've learned so much. You're this close. The only thing that's missing is more action, more speed, more momentum.
Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? Put that down in the comments below. When you watch a video and just get inspired, the science says you have a 35% chance of following through. But if you get inspired and then create a plan of action for when, how, and where you are going to take action, your chances of following through jump to 91%, Believe Nation. It's not enough to just watch something. We got to create our plan. And when you commit publicly, that number jumps to 95% of you following through. Let's make that happen. Your biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week, put it down in the comments below so I can celebrate with you.
Hey, man.
Evan, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
You got a book coming out, don't you?
You just came out.
Where can people get it?
Get it on Amazon, easiest spot, built to serve, right there.
Let's go, man. If you guys don't know Evan, follow Evan Carmichael. He's got a new book out, Build to Serve. Go grab it today at Amazon. Just a good dude right here.
Most entrepreneurs, how many of you fish? Anyone fishes here? Likes fishing? Great. Most entrepreneurs, here's what they do. They fish, they try to get customers, they try to get leads, they go online, they go to networking, or they go to an event like this, try to get deals, trying to get opportunities. But sometimes they're fishing in the wrong lick. They're fishing in the wrong spot. The people they're looking for, the customers, the clients they're looking for, they're actually not in that lake. They're fishing in the wrong place. They're selling to the wrong market. Is that possible? Yes or no? It's possible. Or here's how they fish most of the time. They fish with a spear. So they look and try to catch one. Oh, damn. And they try to catch one. Oh. Spend a lot of time hunting, looking, right? Or sometimes, a little bit better, they try to fish with like a one fish hook. with no bait though, because whatever they're selling is not very compelling. So, you know what happens when you fish with no bait, right? It's not a fishing game, it's a sitting game. You sit for a long time, right? If you're a little bit better, you get a little bait, what the fish likes to eat, and then you catch a fish, right? That's how most people do it. Would you like to know how I do it? Yes. Here's how I fish. Remember this. I don't fish with a spear. I want multiple fishing rods on a boat, and I want hundreds of these boats. I don't want to fish one at a time because it's not efficient. It is too slow. Write it down. Money loves speed. It's easier to grow faster than to grow slower. It's easier to scale faster than to scale slow.
If you want another amazing Grant Cardone video, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I don't end up doing things that are destructive when I'm busy doing things that are constructive. The truth is, I was never a drug addict. I just had too much free time and made bad choices.